Today on Knife Banter, we're looking at all the new stuff from Gerber for 2020, and we're talking about this thing. Let's talk knives. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Knife Banter, and today we are talking about all the new shiny stuff from Gerber for 2020. We've got Seth on. How's it going, man?
Very well. How are you?
Oh, stoked to have you.
Great to be here.
And what do you do at Gerber?
I'm the Industrial Design Manager.
Industrial Design Manager. Sounds like a fancy title.
I'm so fancy.
It's not fancy.
But you guys have some exciting stuff on the table, and
Yeah.
to jump what it is, probably, at least visually, one of the most exciting things you have on the table. Tell us about this thing.
The DOUBLEDOWN.
I can't go on with this. I'm an American.
Yes, this is a very unconventional form factor. It is a giant knife.
Yeah.
Giant folding knife.
So right out
Some
the
would
gate.
call it a folding machete.
Right, so right out the gate, you guys are seeing, obviously, this looks very much like a balisong.
Yes.
But it is not. It has a couple safety locks.
Yes.
We're gonna look at that in just a second.
You're not going to be.
Yeah, you're not gonna be
balisonging.
flipping.
No,
I mean,
this is not a flipper at all.
Sure, if you
So-
wanted to ruin your knife, you could modify it, but.
Right. So, I mean, we get machete functionality.
Yeah.
We also get hatchet functionality through the jimping out here. So when you're batoning,
Yeah.
whatever you're using to baton with, piece of wood, right, is
Yeah.
gonna hook up onto this jimping
And not slip, for
instead
sure.
of glance off and,
Yeah.
and you know cause problems for you. So you are truly transferring the energy from here to whatever you're
Directly into whatever
yeah,
you're- yeah.
exactly. So you'll see I just locked this thing shut.
For
so
sure.
It does have a lock back here, similar to a balisong, right?
Yeah.
So you squeeze it, you load it up just a little bit, and that keeps the handles from pinching you during use.
Yeah.
Obviously keeps the handles in one place. And then, I mean, what you brought up is the safety factor. That was sort
Right.
of kind of, that's why this took us a very long time to develop, right?
Yeah.
This was in testing and development for much longer than we normally take to do things, just because of this, you know,
Getting the
unconventional-
locks right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and there's more than a lock, right? There's a lock to open it, a lock to close it, a lock for when it's closed, a lock for when it's open. These all have to work in concert and you know take a horrible beating.
Well, when you have a literal folding sword, right? You want to make sure it's safe for your fingers, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when we're talking about closing this, there's these locks right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pinch both handles, both sides. So you have to be very intentional about closing
Right.
this.
You have
So
to
this
wanna
is-
close it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not going to flip close. So it'll stop before
Yeah.
you guillotine your fingers off. Right?
So, guys-
this is now locked again.
Seth was showing this before we started, and he's like, yeah, and it's got a lock, and he just like comes down on it. And I was like, whoa! And no, sure enough, it locks. So
Exactly. So
don't try that at home. Just
so
close it
it,
normal.
it does lock halfway before you're into the danger zone.
Yeah.
There, you do have to pinch these guys again to bring it home and lock it, and then it does lock again
Yeah.
like a balisong.
Now, one thing that I thought was interesting when I was kind of playing around this out the gate is I felt like I needed to squeeze it to lock it at the back end, but it actually has kind of this nested little spot
It
right
does.
here.
You
So
can,
it's just a
you
really
can
easy
see,
close.
Yeah, you can see where that pin rides home.
Yeah, exactly. So it just has a nice little place to go.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you kind of have to do once to learn it, and then you're.
This
then
thing
you're
is really
done.
neat, man.
Yeah.
This thing's really neat. I'm into this. And
Yeah.
it comes in a couple different colors, so we'll show you guys the other two colors that it comes in. You got the stone wash and the black blade there, the black handles.
Yeah, important to mention this is produced in our Portland facility.
Yeah.
So made in USA, 420 HC blade steel, so it's easily field sharpenable.
Yeah.
As everybody knows from experience with the strong arm, the 420 HC from Gerber is almost indestructible.
Yeah,
almost.
I mean, that strong arm is like iconic for a reason, right?
absolutely.
The other thing I love about this is you mentioned using it as a machete, and I was talking with Joe Flowers a while back, and he's like a machete expert.
Yes.
And he taught me that you kind of hold it in a pinch grip to do with machete, and this is like a perfect little spot just to put your hand in.
Yeah,
swing,
you
right?
get a bit of a pendulum
Yeah.
action out of that
Yeah.
because you know you get your momentum out here, and that's where your
Exactly,
chopping
that's where all your work's
occurs.
going. Yeah, exactly.
So, you
Yeah.
know, blade shape wise, you know, talk about chopping out towards the end there. You can see there is a bit of a recurve on that blade for finer work. So,
Right.
so it truly is machete, hatchet, and fixed blade knife.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
Those three functions, and when you take the functionality of all three of those tools and put them into one, understanding how much weight that consumes and space it takes up in a guy's pack or gal's pack, it's pretty revolutionary in that in that term.
And that's really kind of a big draw to why you would want something this unique is you're trying to combine all those tools together.
Exactly. When you pick that thing up, it's not an insignificant amount of weight.
Yeah, no,
like this is a chunk.
It's a tool. Yeah.
However, you know, it's all three of those things. It's much more than the sum.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. For sure.
So.
For sure. No, I love it. That is, it's really rad. Now, also out of Portland,
Yes.
And still kind of in the outdoor realm, you guys have a new fixed blade as well.
Yes, this is called the Principal. It's a bit of a Puko form factor. So it is a Scandi grind. So it is a true zero edge.
Right.
Full tang construction. We do grind the spine from the tip to back here for fire striking purposes, right? So your fire steel, ferro steel is, you know, good with this knife.
Yeah.
Hollow rivet construction, so slab side, pretty simple. There's nothing really to go wrong with this knife. I personally have put this thing through much more than, you know, we would expect.
What the
it
normal
to
person
survive.
should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the ultimate badass or anything, but this,
Right, yeah.
this thing has been beaten. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, that's
badly.
your job is to make
Right.
sure the stuff on the
That's
table
what it's
does its job, right?
Yeah, right. So we've got sort of the basics on that, the knife itself. Then one other thing that Gerber also kind of we go to great lengths to turn out quality sheath systems, right?
Yeah.
So versatility is a huge factor. This particular sheath will accept the same scout carry plate from the strong arm. It uses the same bail here to hold everything together from the strong arm. So it's a familiar, you know, platform if you
Yeah.
like. Also, this is a new attachment for it. So that's a belt clip / pocket clip essentially. So, you know, it'll attach to a backpack lumbar strap.
Yeah.
You know, the hammer pocket on your Carhartts or whatever. It's a very, very versatile system.
Yeah. Carry however you want.
Yeah, the secondary retention strap there. You can ditch that if you feel like it at some point, but it does detent into place.
Yeah.
Nice little thumb ramp right there to push off on.
Yeah, it's a great little design. And then it also attaches to Molly pretty easily, correct, as well?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
ditch the scout carry plate. You can ditch the pocket clip, and that bail will run through these three lugs on the back.
Cool.
And integrate into Molly.
One thing that I love about this is it's a decent sized knife, but it's with the holes and everything that's in there, it's really light.
Doesn't weigh a lot.
Yeah, it's got a really nice light build to it. And I asked this question before we started. I noticed that it looked like there was a secondary edge there.
No, it's
But
a true zero edge.
It's a true zero edge, but that's just the polish you guys put on when you're deburring, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it goes through the grinders, and there's always going to be a bit of a burr there, so
Yeah.
that gets buffed out.
No, that's nice to see, man. Nice sharp edge, true Scandi on that. This is a great little bushcrafter for sure.
Really, out of all the knives on this table, that one's got the most use from me.
Yeah.
And I'm super stoked on it.
Nice, right on. And then finally, kind of the final knife you guys have coming out of Portland is kind of an interesting upgrade.
Yes.
Revamp. I don't know what you call it. It's cool either way.
It's another riff on the FASTBALL. Right?
Yeah.
So FASTBALL was released in February. We launched it at SHOT Show earlier this year, and it's been a fantastic success for the company.
Yeah.
This gets an upgraded steel, 20 CV. It gets another blade shape, so cleaver blade, full panel grinds. So it is quite a slicey, if you will, design on the edge. And a couple new colors. So urban blue and coyote. So urban blue people will recognize from the Empower series. So
Right.
Same blue there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that's the FASTBALL cleaver. So
Dude, this is pretty exciting, and I know a lot of you guys out there have been loving the FASTBALL because we see you guys buy them.
Yes.
And this is a really cool update to what is already a really cool knife.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we like it.
Yeah, and these things are they're smooth as butter too. They just feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The detent was no trivial task.
Right.
Knife.
Cool. Now, kind of jumping out of Portland, you guys do a lot of great work with a lot of different manufacturers all over, right?
Yes.
This is kind of another really exciting, kind of an upgrade to an existing one that people
Yeah.
already like. So tell us a little bit about this one.
The FLATIRON. So this, as you know as well, has been a kind of a smash success for Gerber. You know, it takes a unique form factor, something that we saw occurring in the higher end market that, you know, we wanted to kind of bring down to a more accessible price point, while not losing the spirit of that blade shape.
Yeah.
And a slightly more dramatic handle shape. So yeah, this is the FLATIRON in D2 blade steel, polished D2 with blue micarta scale.
It's awesome,
on the
man.
mark side. So
You literally put all the things that I love in a budget knife, right? Like on this thing.
it's all for you, baby.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. Like you got the cleaver blade, you got the D2 steel, you got the micarta, like just stellar.
Yeah, it's a really fun knife to carry. So many of my friends like ask about the FLATIRON in general, and to be able to come up with an upgraded blade steel, and everybody loves micarta, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't go wrong with micarta.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it seems, and it could just be because it's all shiny and new, but so I have a FLATIRON. You guys actually gave me an advanced sample one time, and I lost it on the back of a car. You guys know that story. Go back to
I saw that episode.
Yeah, go back to the cleaver video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Is this a thicker stock, or is it just because it's shiny?
No, it's
regular.
it's polished up.
Cool.
Yeah. So dimensionally, this is identical.
Identical, just with a couple upgraded materials.
Upgraded materials. The pile side is gray PVD, and then the pinch plate there that keeps you from not being able to defeat the detent when opening it. Polished clip, a couple polished pieces of hardware.
That's great.
Bob's your uncle.
No, that's an exciting one. And then next up, so Gerber does a lot of cool stuff with pocket tools, with plier tools, that type of thing. And I've used some of the stuff in the past, and you guys know out there that I've got a Victorinox in my pocket that I always gush about. But you got a couple things here that might unseat my love.
We'll see. We'll see.
These look really exciting. So walk us through kind of what we have here.
All right. These are part of the ARMBAR series of multi-tools, jawless multi-tools, right? So you look at a lot of the tools that Gerber's done in the past. I mean, there's the MP600, the ubiquitous, U.S. military issue multi-tool. Center drive, right on down to the dime, right? And people love the dime. These are all jaw or scissor based multi-tools, right? So they have a certain form factor that you need to, unfold them perhaps to access the tools, or they're just a little bit heavier.
Right, not quite as pocket friendly.
Yeah, there's a little bit more involved in those. These, like you mentioned, take a certain form factor, and this is basically Gerber's take on that, right? So the only tool on both of these that locks open is the blade, of course.
Cool.
So right, these guys have a liner lock on them, one-handed opening hole there. And the difference between the two, that's the ARMBAR drive, and then there's the opener.
Okay. Yeah.
So this guy's got a driver, not unlike the center drive. So a nice long driver, gets into places. Two-sided bit, so it comes with a flat driver and a cross driver.
And this is the thing, when you pulled this out, this was the thing that I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
I need one of these because this is so nice, because with a lot of pocket multi-tools, actually any one that I can think of off the top of my head right now, it's usually built into the tool, kind of like the corkscrew, right? Where it's useful, right? And with a corkscrew, you want it to be built in this way, but when you have a driver, right, that's built in this way, it's very limiting. You know what I mean? But you get something like this, and now it's like you have an actual, this is just a folding screwdriver at that point.
It becomes more of a tool.
Right,
more
a
of
very
an actual
useful tool. Yeah, exactly.
So yes, the driver gets a pair of scissors on it, because that's what we hear about all the time, is the lack of scissors on many of our multi-tools.
Dude, I'm like any other knife guy. I will pull out my knife to cut anything stupid that I can cut.
Yep.
But every once in a while, it's really nice to have a pair of scissors on you.
Yeah, and that's one of those deals, It's a pair of scissors. What's not to like?
Yeah, exactly, right?
So that guy, the difference here being bottle opener, right? So this is more than just your T-handle for the bottle opener. This guy's got a couple of, I'm not going to call them sharpened, but they're sharper to peel the foil off the top of the bottle. Yeah. So you get the foil off, in goes the corkscrew, down goes this guy, and that's your lever to actually pull the cork out.
Okay.
So there's none of this pray and spray.
This is a very refined tool. My only real experience with this type of stuff is my grandma Jay, and she would drink wine out of a box, right? So this is a little more refined than what I'm used to, but I like all the thought that went into it.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a little background on. Of course, there is a demand for wine opener systems on a multi-tool, right? It's nothing that we'd ever put a lot into. Obviously, this is the first one we've done. We got a request from the French military.
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
To to basically submit a
Right.
design and pricing for a multi-tool specifically for the French.
Right.
And 2 of the requirements were a cheese knife and a bottle.
That's just wonderful. I love it. I love it, man.
True story. It doesn't get any more French than that.
Right,
And
right.
we had nothing to offer them.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah,
There's just
yeah.
nothing going on. We never experimented with those implements before. So here they are.
That's awesome. Now, this also has kind of like a hammering edge to it and kind of
Yeah.
a pry edge to it as well.
Yeah,
right?
this little flip out casting back here. So when it's closed, it's got a little bit of grippy surface there, and it's you're not gonna. This isn't a framing hammer, right? But
No,
when we're
yeah,
talking
of
about
course
hanging a picture,
Yeah.
putting a clock on the wall,
Yeah.
being able to knock a brad into drywall or into lath plaster, it's this will do the job.
Dude, I can't
right?
tell you how many backspacers I have that are hammered in because I've done that. Like
Exactly.
or like tapping in a little thing or right like my motorcycle always needs to be tuned,
Yeah, you
right?
need to tap the carburetor.
Yeah, you got to
get the-
tap something with it. Exactly.
Get the
Yeah.
float unstuck. or
Exactly.
whatever, right?
Every time, man.
So this will flip out and turn into a bit of a prying surface here, and it's also a killer bottle opener.
Cool.
So, bunch of function on that.
No,
end
this
of
is
tool.
honestly a great little tool. And the other awesome thing about it is it doesn't weigh a ton. Like you're getting a lot of functionality, and it's not like a anchor in your pocket.
No,
right?
not at all. It's not gonna require you to wear a belt with your shorts and
It's,
stuff.
exactly. No, this is cool. This is really cool. I'm excited to see these get out in the wild and see how people use them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
All right. And then what do we got here?
The Sumo. So, full size folding knife here.
Yeah.
Uses a pivot lock. It's
A really smooth pivot lock too.
yeah, absolutely.
We've been seeing a lot more of these pivot locks hit the market, and that was something that a lot of us had noticed when we were opening and closing it. Like it's just buttered, man.
Yeah, there's
really
a
smooth.
lot of different aspects of that need some serious attention paid
Yeah.
to it for it to operate smoothly, and this one does operate very well.
Cool.
So
Right on.
good suck back action on it, good opening action. So
Yeah, like you said,
We love
nice full size folder.
yeah.
What do we got here?
All right, we have the AYAKO here, and this is sort of a front flipping, front opening, barber's razor stuff.
Yeah.
It's got a few attributes from a few different points of inspiration, and it is a nice frame lock knife.
Yeah, nice frame lock. Great little slim carry.
Yep,
right?
it'll
Yeah.
open, thumb open this way, forefinger open. It's it's a nice looking knife. It's got some nice features and details on it, just in terms of the impressions that wind up on Pyle and Mark's side.
Yeah.
A lot of knives you wind up kind of leaving the Pyle side plain, right? Because there's no money left to play with. But
Right.
we're able to knock the same details into both sides on this guy here.
And this is something that I'm noticing from a lot of stuff on the table is you mentioned this kind of brings a couple different design elements together into one knife,
Yes,
right?
yes,
and
it does.
and it seems like almost everything we've looked at has had kind of that like it's a cleaver but it's also slim
Mm-hmm.
or it's a crazy balisong that's not a balisong that's also a machete and an axe and a hatchet and
Yep.
I think that's really neat to see those type of design elements. It seems like something Gerber's been focusing on a lot for the last while
Yep.
is making kind of the most useful stuff possible, but also making it look good.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
That's
I
something
mean-
I really dig is that especially SHOT Show 2019, so the last SHOT Show.
Yes.
You guys released so much stuff that was just like the jukebox and stuff, right? Like
Yeah,
just
there's
really
some
neat
pretty
knives,
Yeah, absolutely, and it's been a lot of fun to work on all that stuff. I got to say, it's not soup du jour, design another knife
Yeah.
type of work. It's always the briefs are always interesting. They're always consumer focused. They're always they're always come from a place of like, what do people want?
Yeah.
And that's the exciting part about the job.
No,
for
and,
sure.
and I think you guys hit knocking it out of the park yet again in 2020 with some really neat stuff that there's almost something for everybody, right?
Yeah,
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about some more outdoor stuff, some more hunting stuff. We love everything you guys do with your hunting and outdoor stuff, and we've got kind of a new system going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this system here involves some fixed blade skeletonized knives that actually pop together
I love it.
in a modular fashion, hence its name, the EXO-MOD, so exoskeleton modular
Right.
sheath system, right? So these are all snaps that allow you to configure whichever one of these, blades meets your needs, right?
Right.
So if you want to carry full-size hunting knife with a saw, you know, sternum pelvis saw here. That's your jam. You put those two together, throw it in your kill kit, and you're off to the races, right? Smaller form factor here with this guy. This is a caper knife. You know, big heavy choil in the front, like we see on a lot of capers. Also some jimping up front for, you know, precision work for caping, obviously. You know, taking skin off the skull around the eye sockets. And one of my favorite things about this system here is the handles. They have a little bit more meat on them than a skeletonized.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it's skeletonized, but you get a pretty dang good purchase on that without a paracord wrap or anything like that.
Exactly, right. And they clean off beautifully. Like you said, you're not dealing with just the tang of the knife.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you get more with less.
Yeah, I love this. And these are sold separately, right?
Correct.
And so you can just kind of buy, mix and match what you find will be most
decide
useful.
what your jam is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you mentioned a lot of hunting applications, but I can see this being useful. Like, I mean, even just the saw. Like, you have the saw and the bigger knife. This is great for just around camp.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, you got a saw for
these are fine utility
yeah.
knives for just general outdoor use.
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah, like general outdoor use. Anybody could use this.
Yep.
I think this is a really neat system. So in a past life, I was a carpenter, and there are certain carpenters and certain drywall guys.
Yes.
And they have like different knives that they have hanging off their belt. They have like 2 or 3 knives like hanging in a different way. And this reminds me a
And
lot
a
of that
drywall
type
saw
of system.
will not saw through wood, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I love this idea that you can kind of mix and match the tools that you need, buy what you need. You don't have to, and you don't have like something laying around that you're not going to use.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
I think it's great.
Yep.
And then, you know, stepping into even more utility with kind of a couple more pocket tools.
Yep. These are the PRYBRID-UTILITY and the PRYBRID-X line of knives. So this is another one of those instances where the product manager and industrial design team kind of take a look at, you know, the market and what's popping right now, you know.
You pop them open.
Like,
Yeah.
we've got cleavers, we've got, you know, all these different great blade shapes that are, you know, popular in the market for one reason or another. Exchange of blades, for my money, have always been an excellent solution to the problem of having something sharp on you all the time, right?
No, I agree. And there's a lot of, just looking at it from the perspective of a trade, right? There's a lot of trades that require this type of thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this
Yeah.
gets a box cutter, same box cutters you put in anything that you
Yeah.
get at a home center, right?
Exactly.
A couple different positions. There's, you know, use position, and then one more click out, it detents it into change the blade out
Yeah.
position. So really, really easy, you know, blade swapping here.
Now you guys know
Battle.
the rule on Knife Banter. If we get cut, we have to keep rolling. So I'm not going to pull it out. He pulled his out, but it is actually really easy. And that's
Yep.
one thing that I actually have a problem with some of these pocket razor tools is to get the blade out is like scary.
Yeah.
Right. But these are actually really smooth, really easy.
Yeah, they're a joy to use for sure. This guy also gets a little
Yeah.
port and milled in there, so it's a cord cutter when it's
Yeah.
closed.
Little line cutter there, and then of course you got a bottle
some
opener, some pry tool, right?
pry tool, yeah, 2 sizes of flat driver. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on in a very small package.
Yeah. This is cool. And I mean, you take this and then you take these other, like the driver and stuff that you have on the table. There's a lot of really neat just pocket utility I'm seeing on the table there.
Yeah.
That's exciting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. All right. I'm going to move this scalpel blade over here just in case.
Do that.
All right. Now, something else with kind of that slide lock on it.
Yes.
And it feels assisted.
Yep. This is an assisted pivot lock knife. This is the HIGHBROW large, and it's another riff on that lock system that's been so popular.
Yeah.
Full size. It's got a spine lock on the back that is defeatable. Like you're not going to break it when you close it like so, but
For sure.
locks like that so it doesn't pop open in your pocket.
Yeah.
Unlock simply there, and
Right open.
yeah,
Sweet.
absolutely.
No, and then you got, like I said, a bunch of different colorways.
Few colorways.
Yep.
We've got serrated and completely fine edge there as
Mm-hmm.
well. So the black knife here is completely serrated, and
And one thing I like about this, it's no secret, I'm not a big fan of assisted knives. But the thing that and the reason is, for the most part, is I don't like the resistance on the close, and I don't like the knife running away from me when I
Yes.
open it.
Yep.
On an auto, it's fine because I'm expecting it, right? That's something that I like about this is that it's assisted, but it's not annoying. I guess from my perspective, I know some of you guys really love your assisted knives, but for me,
yeah,
that's actually a huge bonus to this is that it's assisted and it's not annoying.
yeah. I've been in the same camp as you for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a manual
Yeah.
knife man myself, but this is yeah, this is less of what I don't like about assisted.
Exactly,
knives,
yeah, like I
right?
could get behind this.
Exactly.
And then, it's got some neat little things, just like the Gerber logo here.
Yep.
So again, it's subtle, but it's not annoying. It's not like a huge, you know what I mean? Like, like a
Yeah,
bunch of
absolutely. And
billboarding on
having
the
so
side
many
of it,
different colorways as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we can say, yeah, let's do a green knife with an orange color
Yeah.
pop backspace.
Exactly. It's great.
Like somebody's gonna like it, and if they don't, they can buy that one.
Yeah, exactly. This would be the one for me. Let us know, guys. Out of the three here, which one would you like? Let us know down in the comments. All right, cool. And then final knife on the table. What do we got?
Yes. So this is the ASADA, and this was sort of born out of,
Now I'm seeing a little more micarta. So sorry to interrupt, but you've
Yes.
got micarta on the table, so you've got me
Yes.
very excited at this point.
That's not all. I've got my Carta and a cleaver
Yes.
that flips on bearings and drops shut.
Love it.
So
Love it.
yeah, the ASADA kind of takes a lot of what folks love about the flat iron, and it adds a lot of what folks like about the fastball.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So it's kind of a mashup of the two of those. Get some interesting colorways here. The micarta version has a D2 blade, stonewashed,
Yeah.
and gray details on a silver pile side. So gray clip, gray pinch plate keeps you from acting on the detent when you're going to open it.
Yep.
There is a gray anodized aluminum version with the opposite detail on there, and red for those who are into red.
I actually really like the red, to be honest.
This
you guys
is a
don't
nice
You
red-
guys don't do a lot with red,
We
do
don't,
you?
we don't do a lot
Yeah.
with red.
I feel like I haven't seen that
because
in your
we've
lineup
done
much.
some reds before,
Yeah.
and they've gone horribly wrong. It's just a hard
It's a hard color to get right.
controlling red. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
a challenge in the past, and this guy, it's dark enough. A lot of it has to do with how you treat the finish, or
Of course.
treat the surface
Yeah.
before you make it red.
Yeah.
And we did a little bit of homework and came up with a good drab
Got
red.
it there. And the thing, not to harp on the red so much, but I really am digging it. It's a really unique color. The thing that I love about it is, like a lot of the flat irons I've seen in people's pockets, it's going to get a really cool wear pattern.
It will,
And
absolutely.
I think that the patina you get on this, or the use marks you get on this, are actually going to be really unique.
Yeah, they're gonna be nice.
That's cool. That's way cool. Right on. Dude, a lot of knives on the table.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting stuff. Now, I think you already answered the question, but I have to ask, since you've had a hand probably in most of this on the table, what is your favorite one on the table?
My favorite. Oh, jeez. There's no right answer.
Is this like asking what your favorite kid is?
Yeah, I mean, so I think that really the principal is the one that's been getting the most use.
Right. Which
So-
would be the new bushcraft
Yeah,
one,
that's
right?
been
Yeah.
I've been wearing that while I fish, while I camp.
Yeah.
But like it's been doing a lot for me over the summer.
Yeah.
From just a EDC standpoint, I think the ASADA's been riding in my pocket more than
Cool.
anything else on this table. So
Yeah, I think man, I think this flat iron, this one's up there, but then you gotta have to remind me of the name. I can't remember the name. What's the name?
the double down.
The double
Yes.
Be quiet and listen. I'm calling all of you simultaneously by way of conference call.
I'm definitely getting one of these.
Of course you can't not.
You have to get one of
Yes.
these. And the fact that it's made here in the United States in Portland,
Portland,
is just
Oregon.
kind of like a cool
Yeah.
little extra, right?
Absolutely.
That's rad.
Yep.
So anyways, let us know down in the comments, guys, what is your favorite one on the table? Let us know what you guys will be picking up from Gerber. Please consider hitting subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Thanks for following along, and we'll catch you on the next one. Guys, thanks so much for watching this Gerber video. If you want to be up to date on all the new 2020 knives, we are headed to SHOT Show. So if you are watching this now, check out our playlist for SHOT Show 2020 on YouTube, and make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're notified, because we are going to be releasing a ton of videos at SHOT. We'll see you there.